Welcome to this session. So today we are talking about research proposal writing. Now I'll begin by saying that there is no specific way to begin writing a research proposal. I will suggest one method that has worked for me, and you are free to see if it works for you or if you want to explore other ways of starting. Usually when you begin your research journey, you'll be given a template of the sections of the proposal, but that doesn't explain to you how to write the proposal itself. Some will simply say, go and find previous projects so that you can see for yourself. That is not helpful either. So I want to suggest a simple approach to get you started on your research proposals. Consider stage one of the writing process, which is brainstorming ideas. Brainstorming ideas means you have to talk to your lecturers and friends that you're studying with. You also have to read widely within your subject area or discipline. And it's important that you choose a topic that you are genuinely interested in. So align your research interests with your discipline. Now, most students struggle because they have not identified their areas of interest yet, or they have not read widely in their subject area, so they don't know what issues are involved. They have no idea what to do and where to start. Maybe the question we should ask right from the beginning is, what are the sources of ideas for a research proposal? Some of the sources could be a course that you're currently studying. It could be ideas from a published paper that you have read. Every research paper that you read will have a section that is called areas for further study. So you can find ideas from already published material on how you can frame your thinking around a particular issue. You can also find ideas or problems just around you, for example, at home, at work, at church. So these are just some of the sources where you can find inspiration to start your research proposal. You have to choose or determine your central idea. You do this only when you know the areas in your discipline or the problems that are around you. So what concepts or issues do you want to address? Once you identify these, then you read around that area or around those concepts to understand what is happening within that particular field. You also have to ask yourself, what is it that I want to find out and why do I want to focus on this? Is your reason to solve a problem, that is to provide a solution, or is it to explore an area of interest? Is it to build or refine a theory? Is it to evaluate or assess the effectiveness of a policy, a program? Or is it to describe the current state of affairs in the field or about a problem? Whatever choice you make will affect the methodology that you choose. So for example, if you are interested in sustainability issues and the problems in schools or even at work, you have to read papers and books around this particular issue or this particular area. So once you start your reading on sustainability issues, this should lead you to ESD, that is Education for Sustainable Development. And as you read, you come across the Sustainable Development Goals or the SDGs. And you will know that in the SDGs, there is SDG 4, which talks about quality education. This will narrow down to SDG 4.1.6, which addresses issues of literacy. So with this preliminary reading, you can list the key ideas that you have found in your initial reading, such as sustainability, sustainable development goals, education for sustainable development, quality education, and literacy. So with these concepts in place, you can now begin to think about a potential research title for your project or your proposal. So the research title that you choose will show the interrelation of the concepts that you want to work on. Let me quickly say that the title and the topic are two different things. And I have noticed a mix-up when people are talking about these things, even during the presentation of their proposals. The topic is the general area of interest, such as sustainability and education. The title is the particular area of investigation. So, for example, you would give a title such as the impact of sustainability awareness campaigns among secondary school students, or a survey of CEOs' attitudes towards sustainable development goals. That's an example of a title, not a topic. So as you can see from the two examples that I've given, the title should suggest or guide your action through certain words that you use in the title. Now, always refer to the title. You don't want to have a title about the causes of low water levels in the Kariba Dam, only to start talking about the type of fish in the dam. That will be off. Another way of structuring your title is to use a formula, such as outcome/problem plus intervention plus context plus approach. For example, systems competence and project-based learning in private secondary schools, a quasi-experimental study. This is the initial background on how to begin thinking about a research proposal. A research proposal normally has 3 chapters. The first chapter is the introduction. Chapter 2 focuses on the literature review. So you have to summarize what has already been done. Now, your summary should not be an annotated bibliography. An annotated bibliography is where you just get information or studies that have already been done and you throw them all over the place in the literature review. A literature review seeks connections between or among these studies. You compare to see the types of methodologies, the types of approaches, the population, the sampling, so that you can have a good idea of what others have already done and how they did it. So that's what a literature review does. And then in chapter 3, there you focus on your methodology.